want to be weird. Hi friends, it's me, Lauren. I'm here today. I just wanted to do a get ready with me. I have my new Boxycharm with me, so I thought it would be fun to play with some of the stuff that I got in my Boxycharm. Play with just some regular makeup and hang out and chat and just like get into it. So if you feel like watching, come on over, take a seat, and let's get ready together. Okay. So actually in my Boxycharm this month, I got the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. So I'm going to be playing with that today. I actually had this foundation a little while ago. I bought it because of Nikki Tutorial's like recommendation. She had been wearing it. She like did a full 24 hours. It's crazy. And I actually hated it. I felt like it slipped on my nose, like it didn't stay. It didn't stay on my face, but I got to pick for my Boxycharm this month, and I think that I didn't want the other thing, so this is a $40 or $50 foundation, so I'm happy to have that. So I'm going to be playing with this. And then I also got the Everyday Vacay Ciate powder, but I'm going to be playing with this powder. It's like supposed to be for baking. I'm very intrigued as to how that's going to look. I haven't really been baking lately. And then I had some brushes, and then everything else I had was skincare, so I won't be playing with those. It's kind of a boring Boxycharm month, but I thought we would play with these. I think I'm going to be creating a look with the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. This is kind of new to me, so I just want to play with this. Stop. I didn't grab the palettes I wanted to. Okay, now that I actually have everything that I need, I'm going to go ahead and start doing my foundation with this Becca foundation. Like I said, I didn't like it when I had it last, and it wasn't because of the way that it looked. I just really didn't like the formula, I guess. Like it just didn't, I feel like if you're going to tell me something's like a 24-hour full coverage, last all day, never go wrong kind of a product, I kind of expect it to behave that way. I just found it super unfortunate that every time I used it, I just felt like it did not stick to my face. And I don't have like particularly oily skin. I get a little oily like in my nose, under my chin, and like my forehead, which is pretty typical. But otherwise, like I just don't have that problem. So it was odd to me that a foundation that was supposed to last 24 hours was not lasting, you know, like on my face when I just didn't have those problems. Like it just felt like it really broke up on my face. I haven't been using like very thick foundations. Right now I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour. It's a lighter foundation. It's not like a lighter coverage necessarily. I would say it's still a medium to full coverage, but it just isn't as heavy on my skin, which I've really been liking. It's like $15 at most. And I feel like that is, I mean, for me, I want to transition away from having like such high priced basics, because then it's like you're repurchasing foundation. I mean, if you're me and you wear makeup every day, like you're repurchasing your foundation, you know, every month and a half, 2 months. And it's like, do I really want to have to budget, you know, a $60 foundation and a $30 concealer when I know that there are such good drugstore products out there? So I don't know. I mean, like I said, this came in my Boxycharm, and I know that there's like drama about Boxycharm and changing formulas or like having them made in different places. And I think at the end of the day, I'm not subscribed to Boxycharm so that I can necessarily like try name brand products like to determine if I want to buy them. I think that that's more the purpose of like the mini boxes. So like your Ipsies and your Birchbox, where you're getting like smaller products, it makes sense. You want those to be like the same version, because at the end of the day, it's not going to last you very long. And so then you're going to want to have to like, you're going to purchase it. For me, Boxycharm has really been a way to curb my makeup buying. I don't find myself like, since I subscribed to Boxycharm, I'm not wandering into Ulta or Sephora just to find like just because I have an itch, just because I don't necessarily know what I want to try, but I want to try something. It's like every month I get 5 products that I can play with and like can be new to me. And then I'm not necessarily having to buy all of this makeup all the time. Not to say that I don't still have a problem where I buy way too much makeup. I do, but I just think that, I don't know, I'm not as bothered by the whole thing. I don't know, I watched Jen Loves Reviews live stream this weekend, and I don't know, at the end of the day, like, I think that they should be honest. I think that, like, if the formulas might change, if it's going to be made in a different country, like, it doesn't necessarily bother me, but I know that it bothers some consumers. And so I think that, like, you know, they should be honest about it, but I don't think it needs to be like such a big deal. I feel like it is such a big deal, and I'm just not that bothered by it. I'm really liking how this is looking on my face right now. I like it from initial application. I just don't know how it's going to wear. But like I said, it was frustrating when I tried it the first time that it just didn't have that lasting power on me. Because then I was like asking, I was asking about it on Influencer, because I was just like, someone tell me I'm not crazy. And everybody was like, make sure you're using a better powder. You gotta just set it. And it's like, I set my face probably too much, especially at that time. I was using so much powder. And I'm not using as much powder these days because I live in Colorado and it's so dry here. And so it seems silly to be like packing on powder when my skin is already so dry. So I've been trying to like lighten up on the powder. I stopped really baking. I'm going to today because this powder is for baking and I feel like that's the instructions they gave with it. So I want to try it, but I'm just not as, like, I'm trying to be more sensitive to how my skin is. But when we were in Australia, it was kind of weird because my skin's not naturally dry. It's just because it is so dry here that I have like problems with dry skin. And so my skincare routine is like entirely built around having dry skin. And I actually found like I had a really big issue when we were in Australia because it just wasn't as dry because we were at sea level and there was actual humidity. And so my skin got super oily because there was just so much, moisture. I washed my beauty blender for you guys. And now I feel like there's like residual soap. That was probably my bad. And not get this open. Oh. Got it. That was way harder than it should have been. I'm a little worried this powder is like literally white. It says it's like coconut is the color, but it is, I don't know if I could like do this so you can see it, but it's white. And I usually use like the Maybelline Fit Me, and I wear like, I mean, it's still like white skin colored, but it's like more beige. It's not just white, but we're gonna do it. Had to do it. I want to follow instructions. I want to try it. It is super finely milled though. Like, it's not a very thick, oh gosh, it's like going everywhere. I'm sure I just like poofed a cloud in front of me. Kind of smells weird. We're here. We're gonna bake. Hopefully it won't look stupid. I always baked, but then I've been watching Robert Welsh. He's a makeup artist, and his like whole thing is like makeup education, which like is obviously not mine. I am not more than average at makeup. But he was talking about how he's kind of against like the YouTuber Instagram makeup where it's just like over the top. He reacted to Huda Beauty's routine and how she talked about baking, and she was like, if you're not baking, like you're not doing makeup. And he was like, these people, she's trying to sell a product. She's saying, buy my baking powder, you have to have it. And he was like, you don't have to have it, and you definitely don't have to have her powder. And I think that that's something that like you have to be so aware of when it comes to like influencers with brands. Huda from Huda Beauty wants you to buy Huda Beauty products. Of course, she's not going to be like using other products. And of course, she's going to talk about her products like they're the best. And I think she made them. She probably does think that they're the best. But at the end of the day, like I don't have the same skin as her. I don't have like the same lifestyle as her. I just think like it makes sense I think a lot of people have said this, but it makes sense to watch people who are more similar to you or like have skin like you do if you're watching them for advice. So like for me, I love watching all kinds of different people, but the people whose advice I'm going to take are the people that have skin more similar to me or complexion similar to me or, you know, do their makeup similar to me. It doesn't make sense for me to watch like, I don't know, like Jackie Anna. I love watching Jackie Anna, but at the end of the day, she has oily skin and she has a totally different complexion from me. So while there's still definitely like tips that I can take from her, I'm not going to follow her tutorials to a T because we don't have the same skin type. We don't have the same skin color. And so while I enjoy watching her, she's not the advice that I'm going to take. And I think that people talk about their makeup like the way that they have found that works is the best way. You should do it this way because it worked perfect for me. But makeup is so subjective. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. I don't know. I've been really enjoying watching lots of other people and learning different techniques. And like one of the things I want to do with this channel is like try and follow other people's tutorials, which I know was like a trend for a while, but I think it would be fun just to see how other things work. Because if you're always doing things the same way, you know, like if I've been doing my makeup pretty much the same for the last like, I don't know, a couple of years. But recently I'm like watching different people. I'm super into Raw Beauty Christy right now. And you know, I'm just trying different ways of doing makeup. And if I don't do that, if I don't try different ways, like, you know, who knows? Like maybe there's a way out there. I just made my hair so wet. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Like this powder is so white. I was being a little careless. I was being careless. I was not being precise. I wasn't paying attention. But now my hair looks white. But I don't hate how that's making my skin look. I don't love how it feels though. It's super dry, but I mean, I think we haven't taken off the bake, but I think it looks good. This is so this came in my Boxycharm. This is the Alamar brightening brush, but it looks like pretty good for kind of brushing this off and out. I mean, I don't know. I think because I haven't been baking lately, I do notice that my skin looks a lot drier. My under eyes are starting to get a little crinklier, and I don't know if that's just because I'm paying attention. I just haven't been noticing before, or if, you know, or if I'm getting older and they're starting to be crinkly. Who knows? But I can it feels dry. Like my face feels dry, and that's probably the combination of the setting powder and the foundation. So I'm just gonna spray my face so it doesn't feel so dry. God, my under eyes feel heavy, which is so weird because that powder just was so thin. It is so dry. Okay. Well, you know what? I don't hate how it looks, but I do kind of hate that combination. I might try the powder with my regular foundation or try the foundation with my regular powder and just see if it's that combination or if it's the powder or if it's the foundation. But so far, I mean, I feel like it looks pretty good. The concealer I'm using right now is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use. I'm just trying to use it up because I'm actually not going to be using Too Faced anymore. Just after the whole Nikki tutorials thing, I just think that it makes way more sense not to support them. It doesn't cost me any not to support them, and I'm sure that I can find something cheaper, which is a win. You know, if the luxury brands keep being homophobic and transphobic and racist, I can save some money, right? I'm using the butter bronzer. Like I said, pretty much everything in my routine right now is drugstore. Obviously, like what I used today wasn't, but I'm using, my highlighters have been more high-end. My palettes still are, but I'm just like not, I felt like for a long time, so like back in like 2015, 2016, when I was first really, really getting into makeup, that there was such a difference in quality between like luxury and like mid-tier, you know, like your Sephora brands and drugstore. And there was also just there was no variety. Like you just really couldn't get much more than what they've always had. And so I've just, you know, as things have gone on, as makeup has gotten more popular, I think, and like with the growth of YouTube and Instagram, there's just like a more available these days, and I'm really excited about it. I love watching Tati's recommendations for drugstore products. I feel like she never steers me wrong. Don't make fun of my, do not. I promise I'm gonna blend out my bronzer. It's not gonna keep looking like this. Nobody like showed me this technique. This is just something that I started doing because I watched Nikki Tutorials talk. She did a video where she showed how she used to do her makeup and how she does her makeup now and like things that like changed. And one of the things she said is that she like puts her bronzer more kind of where she would normally put highlighter, kind of at the top of the cheekbone, and how that like lifted her face up. And if you look, my cheekbones like are pretty low, so I don't like have a very lifted face, and I'm fat. So I have a, you know, I mean, I'm not trying to sneak around it. It's not a secret. But so like my double chin, that kind of stuff. But my face, like, I just don't feel like I get a good, like if I were to follow the like natural indent, I just like, my face does look a lot lower, but this way, when I draw it on like this and then blend it out, I feel like it makes my, like my cheekbones lift and my face does look a lot higher, which I love this technique. I don't know, I have the Jaclyn Hill brushes. This is the JH05, and I'm sure you can get like a Morphe brush that isn't the Jaclyn one. Because for me in my house, we do not support Jaclyn Hill anymore. We just don't. She's a liar. But I just like draw it on and then I can like blend it out. And right now I'm using pretty light bronzers and I'm not really contouring at all because it's winter. But yeah, I just blend it all out. We're here to have a good time. I'm here to do my makeup and hang out with you guys. I don't know, this is actually probably the first video that I'm gonna post and I'm really excited about it. I kept like pushing off starting a YouTube channel. Oh, my face, like my hair's all over my face. I kept pushing off doing a YouTube channel because I just felt like, I don't know, I felt like there would be like a lot of stigma that all of like my friends would like laugh at me and like be like, you're just trying to be famous and blah, 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 blah. But I've been watching a lot of people who are just like, if you never try, you'll never know, right? Like, if I don't do this, if I don't try if I don't try filming videos, if I don't put them out there, then like, you know, I'll never succeed. But at least if I try, if I put them out there, you know, maybe it doesn't work out. But I love makeup and I don't really have a lot of people in my life who also like love makeup. I mean, people in my life use makeup, but nobody's just like as much into it as I am. And I've recently found so many creators that feel more normal and relatable. Like I look at Smoky Glow and Raw Beauty Christy, and like those are normal women living normal lives. Like they're not, you know, like gallivanting around the world and like, you know, they're not trying to, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I still like watching some other bigger creators, but it's also great to see like normal people. It's also really great to just see normal people doing their makeup how they like to. And I'm not, I'm okay at makeup, but I'm not out here like doing anything revolutionary really. I'm not making these crazy looks. You're not going to see me like drawing dragons on my face or anything like that. But I love makeup and I want to talk about makeup. And I'd love, even if, you know, I found 5 people who loved makeup and we could hang out and chat about it, like that would be so fun. So that's really, I guess, like that's why I'm doing this. I've always been like a creative person, but I've never really known where to put that outlet in my life. So I'm hoping that through this I can like learn new things. I've never really video edited before, and hopefully, you know, I can get good at it, you know, and who knows where this goes. But I'm excited to do it, and I'm so thankful to have like my husband be so supportive and my friends, and just to feel like, you know, this is something I can try to do and it can be fun and exciting. Alrighty. Well, I feel like I do like how my skin is looking. The powder is still really heavy on my face. Like my under eyes feel very heavy, but as it stands right now, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just gonna do my eyebrows really quick, which I feel like I'm probably gonna cut out because I feel like you have to focus. So I guess I'll be right back. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to be playing, I'm like already got an crease color on. I'm using the Huda Beauty Rose Gold Remastered palette. I bought this on Black Friday. All of her, like her older palettes were only $25. So I snagged some of those. I got this one and the Desert Dusk palette, which the Desert Dusk palette was something that I had been coveting for like over a year. And I like them. I bought last year for my birthday, I got the new nude palette and I really love it. It's kind of my favorite nude palette. A pink neutral eye is like basically all I ever do with glitter on it so that people think it's more advanced than it is. I loved that palette and I thought that like the formula was really good and that one has like the really gorgeous shimmers in them. So I wanted to try them. I think that this palette is fine. The shimmers look way better in the pan than they do on the eye, which is a bit of a bummer. But I mean, this is like right up my alley. It's kind of perfect for everyday wear. And I think that I want to play with the Desert Dust palette more and try more of the colors. Part of also what I'm hoping to do on this channel is like get more adventurous because you'll see, I do my makeup pretty much the same way, just with different colors every day. And the colors aren't even that different. So I'm gonna go into this pink shade with this like dense like blending brush for like to deepen the crease with this like hot pink shade called Dull Face. How's it going, Dull Face? So yeah, tell me, you guys, comment down below like what makeup you're loving right now. I know that I'm talking to probably no one, but if you're out there, if you're watching this, tell me what you love, what you've been trying, what you're obsessed with. I've just like not been, I still love makeup and I love doing my makeup, but lately I just like have not been very excited by anything. I feel like just kind of, I don't know. New makeup has not excited me in a long time. So much so that I filmed a like new product, like discussing new products, and it was so boring. I just never did anything with it. So there you go. I'm trying to be exciting, trying to like, it's kind of hard to find like your camera personality. And like I used to be way more, bleh! You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, but I feel like as I've gotten older and I've been in more professional situations and I've been more, I don't know, anxious, depressed, those kinds of things, I've lost a lot of that. So hopefully I find it, you guys. This is like, I don't know, maybe this is like a self-finding journey that we're on together, you know? Back to the makeup. I'm gonna take like this little, I don't even know, like this like tiny little tapered blending brush. I've really been liking to take this underneath on my lower lash line to blend like my transition shade down there, just to give like my lower lash line a little bit more depth instead of just like throwing like my main color down there and calling it good, which I mean, still, I mean, do that. That's fine, do that. I mean, do whatever you want, really. I don't care. Does anybody else feel that way? I feel like a lot of people are like, that's not how you do it. You gotta do it this way. You see it all the time. People are like so mean to people on the internet. And I'm just like, this doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I think at the end of the day, if you're that pressed about makeup, you're probably projecting. There's probably something else you're mad about, but you don't know how to handle. I'm really liking how this looks, but like I said, the shimmers in this palette are not very exciting, and the best way to make your makeup exciting is put glitter on it. So I am just gonna throw, I have my Tati Beauty palette. It is such a mess. It's disgusting. Don't even, the mirror is covered in foundation because I use it like a, you know, she was like, you can use this palette. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to try it. And now I don't have foundation all over my hands. What a good tip. But I think I'm actually going to go in with the pink glitter in here and kind of have like a monochromatic look. Which, speaking of like wanting to follow people's tutorials, will you guys like tell me who you would want to see? Because I mean, like, I have a couple creators in mind, but I would love to know like who you watch and like whose tutorial you would want me to follow. I'm hoping to try, I don't know who I'm gonna try first. I might try like a Raw Beauty Christie. I'm like super into her right now. So about it. But yeah, comment down below whose tutorial you would want me to follow, because I love the idea of like you showing me new creators. But yeah, see, look, I'm putting this glitter on my eyelid and now everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, wow, it's so stunning. But I didn't do anything different than just putting a shimmer. I just did a glitter instead. I know a lot of people are like afraid of glitter, but I love it. I've been using glitter for ages now because I kept seeing like looks on Instagram and everybody like, they would be like, I used the blah, blah, blah palette. And I was just like, there's no way that those shimmers look like that. I know that those shimmers don't look like that. And then I realized that everybody was putting glitter there. And I'm not worried about my corneas, but I respect those who are. I'm loving how this looks. I don't have an eyeliner with me right now. I'm not really using eyeliner. So I'm going to pop on my lashes and then a lipstick and we can round it up. Get out of here. Oh, though, you guys, you've got to try the Essence mascaras. I currently have all 3 colors because I didn't know which one I was going to like the most. But I really love the purple. This is the Sculpted Volume mascara. I'm never buying $20 mascara again. I'm serious. Like, this is better than anything else I've been using. I love the way that it looks, and I love that it is literally $5. There's such good drugstore mascaras out there, and I know that people have been saying that a lot. Like, I feel like everybody is like, stop buying name brand mascaras, but I just hadn't found anything that, you know, I loved. But then they finally got Essence in my Ulta, so I could try these, and I swear by them. Like, again, why are you spending $20 on a mascara when you could be spending $5 and getting, I mean, honestly, getting better results? Alrighty, I think that's it for my face. I'm pretty excited with how this turned out. I love how my eyes look, but like I said, this is a look I do pretty frequently, and you can put a glitter on it and it will look stunning. But I like, you know what? I feel like my face looks pretty good right now. It's still really like heavy. Like, that's the best way I can describe that powder or the foundation. Like I said, I'm not really sure which one it is. I'm going to try them separately. And I guess I'll report back later, but this is how the look turned out. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I would love it if you would like and subscribe and comment if you want to. You don't have to, because it's not my job to tell you what to do. I'm not your real mom. Make your own choices. But it would mean a lot to me. It means a lot to me that you made it this far. Anyway, I hope you have the best day, and I will see you guys later. Bye!